welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Riya Singh, uh, senior senior analyst currencies at Nirmal Bang, joining in. Welcome to the show, Riya. Riya, my first question coming to you is: the dollar index is playing mayhem, impacting a lot of currencies across. What's the sense that you pick up?
Well, this was something that we did anticipate, because once the inflation story was over, recession was taking precedent, because obviously the liquidity tightening and the hawkish stand of the central banks all around the world were fueling recessions. And then there was a lot of anticipation with the Fed minutes itself. So if you look at the Fed minutes, even they were quite hawkish. So inflation was a repetitive word in their minutes, whereas recession was something that was not mentioned at all. Although Powell did say that 75 rate hike was not something that one should get used to, because it was such a massive rate hike that they had done. But in the minutes, they have left room from 50 to 75 basis rate hike. So everything is pushing towards quite a hawkish stand, except for one policy member. Everyone is backing 75 bips rate hike. So all in all, this is fueling that liquidity will be taken out at a massive pace. Fed will be very aggressive in getting the inflation under control. So this is something that has led to the anticipation that due to such massive liquidity tightening, the demand will get affected, the spending power of the people will get affected, leading to the recession phase. So this what led to people fleeing to the safe havens like dollar index and yield bonds, and even Japanese yen all have risen as compared to the other risky assets, which have taken a dive. So all in all, even if you look at the intraday session, or the today's sessions, we have seen it again bouncing back to 107 levels. And I think it will remain on a stronger hold. Once the Fed July meeting gets over, I think there will be some breather that will be taken by the Fed. And then we could see the dollar index coming down. But I think 107.50, it's somewhere that the dollar index should peak out. I'm not seeing it going beyond that. I think if it goes beyond that, it will be a very difficult economic situation, not only for US, but even for the other development countries. So even they'll come out with expanding their forex reserve in order to get their home currency down. So I think it should top around 100 and the levels, the highs that we have seen recently.
Right, 107, 108 is what we should be watching out for, right? In terms of a peak?
107, 107.50 is something that the peak range should lie in.
Okay. And taking that into consideration, how are you viewing the rupee? Because we are already eyeing the 80 to the dollar now.
Yes, I think it could test 79-80 levels, at least in a shorter term. Surpassing 80 levels, I think RBI is quite active in getting the Indian rupee down. Even if you look at the yesterday's sessions, apart from working in the future contract or intervening into the future market, they have also come out with the various measures to get the rupee depreciation under control. They have introduced local bond buying measures. Then they have increased the borrowing caps that the domestic companies that could raise the capital offshore. However, it will take some time to get affected into the Indian rupee. Right now, immediate effect will be only would only come from the RBI intervention. So even it did dip around 79, it has again risen to around 79.35 and heading towards 79.50 levels. So I think it will remain on the stronger hold on the depreciative side. 79.80 level is something that we are eyeing on. 80 levels, I think if the situation remains the same, then 80 levels is not something that couldn't be, taken into account. 80 levels is something that is the talk of the town, but 79, 80 levels, even if it reaches that, the spot reaches that, I think there will be an active intervention by the RBI to get it under control.
Right. So, Ria, in this scenario, what are the strategies that you would recommend?
The strategies that you can go for is going long into the USD INR at the level of 79.45. Keep the target at 79.70 with stop loss at 79.20. You can also go long into the JPY INR at the level of 58.57. Keep SL at 58.40 with the target at 58.70. So these are the two strategies that you can go on with. No strategies in Euro or GBP because they are quite volatile right now. Their pair has been depreciated quite a bit. However, rupee could be factoring in into the domestic pair. So it will remain quite in a zigzag momentum and quite volatile. So follow these two strategies at least on, until Tuesday when we come back.
Right. So these are a few things we should be watching out for as well. And the dollar index is also crucial. Thank you, Ria, so much for joining us on the show. Thank you, participants, as well.
Thank you, Hiran.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.